A Creativity Guide. Chapter 1. Creativity 1. Creative Adventures. An idea is usually a new combination of old elements. Some things are entirely original, but most things borrow something from stuff and knowledge that already exists. When being creative, you could come up with something 1. Totally original, like Henry Ford's car. 2. A new version of something that already exists, like the MP3 player replacing the cassette Walkman. Keep both channels open in your thinking adventures. Define the problem you want solved. Define the ideal solution and start creating it. Define what you would like to achieve, then figure out how to do it by being creative about it. Start with the solution first, then create it. Steve Jobs always saw the end product first, then told his engineers create it. He did that for the iPlayer. He said create a Walkman for MP3s. If you watch video of him from 1980, he said back then that people would carry their computers around with them, hence, the laptop and iPad. He knew what he wanted, he just had to make it happen. With creativity, the fun stuff is creating the great ideas, but then when you go looking for investors, they all tell you it's stupid and reject it. That's the way it works with great ideas. They're usually rejected, then you have to fight to make them real. This is the adventure. Pretty well any clone can go to school, get several degrees, then do some boring professional job with some status and a decent paycheck, but where's the fun in that? The cool, brave people follow their true natures, create their own ideas and seek to earn a living that way. Who are you, the guy or gal with inspiration and curiosity, or the dude or dame who goes to his average professional job every day? There is no one right answer to life. Life is ambiguous, there are many right answers to most situations, but if you think there is only one right answer, then you'll stop looking as soon as you find one when the second or fifth answer might have been better. Never go with the first answer right away. Wait. Think about it for a while. Your brain tends to store information on highways with related side roads. The key to creative genius is to get from one superhighway to another one on the other side of the brain to make some cool connection between them. Do that by practicing thinking. I practice by open-ended thinking when I run. I think about whatever comes to my mind. A great thing to do is to write your ideas, then go back and edit them when you feel like it. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity came to him after he'd been daydreaming, imagining that he was traveling through space on a moonbeam. Generally, we try to define a problem too narrowly. Define your problem as widely as possible to open up the possibility of other ideas. Creativity/imagination 1. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Everybody is born creative, but most of us get our minds organized to a certain way of thinking by the system. We lose our ability to think freely. That's why I wrote the book A Free Spirit's Search for Enlightenment. Just keep allowing the free flow of thoughts to go through you no matter what. My academic advisor in graduate school told me I have an odd way of seeing things. It was his attempt to put me down and rein me into the system. I laughed at him. That's why I'm so anti-social sciences now, because it's all bull. It's a big lie, the opinions of others classified as our formal knowledge, but the truth is that everyone has their own valid opinion about any soft humanities subject. I'm so into my free thoughts, brainwashed by none, that my life is constant creativity. When I go running, I constantly make up fantasy stories just for fun. They say it's a state of flow. I say it's just living freely. Flow is a concept developed by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi of the University of Chicago. He wrote a few books on it. Flow is liking what you're doing, i.e., inspired, stimulated, challenged. Your conscious thoughts slip away and you get engrossed in the activity. Do what you like. Go with it. According to Eastern teachings, in this world of imagination, contact is made with the true source of wisdom and intelligence. You can create an inner scenery in which creativity can flourish. When we think visually, we can develop worlds of inner scenery. What is a big idea in your field? Kaizen is a Japanese word that means continuous improvement. Look in new directions for new ideas. When we face a new problem, we're conditioned to go down the track of previous knowledge and answers. We are conditioned from school to come up with the right answer, not an open-minded search for a better way but one firm way. There are facts and ideas. Get the facts, then use them to try to generate ideas. Your left brain sees the common sense, the right brain sees the creative possibilities. When you're looking for a new idea, use these words to possibly help you. Double it. Dry it. Easier. Expand it. Faster. Better. Cheaper. Half it. Harder. Louder. More fun. Multiply. Divide. Eliminate. Subdue. Invert. Separate. Transpose. Unify. Distort. Rotate. Flatten. Squeeze. Complement. Submerge. Freeze. Soften. Fluff up. Bypass. Add. Subtract. Lighten. Repeat. Thicken. Stretch. Extrude. Repel. Protect. Segregate. Integrate. Symbolize. Abstract and dissect. Quiet. Slice it. Softer. Stretch it. Thicker. Creativity/imagination 2. To be creative, you need time to play. Creativity is 99% perspiration and only 1% inspiration. Thomas Edison. Genius is part inspiration followed by hard work. Creativity is about creating new ideas and solving problems. It's fun if you naturally do this. The creative process seems to have 4 major steps that usually occur in the same order. 1. Preparation, identification of the problem and the gathering of relevant information. 2. Incubation, let it sit inside of you while you think it over consciously and absent-mindedly. 3. The eureka moment. The solution hits you. You get the big idea. You can read about how a lot of inventors got their ideas and scientists made their big discoveries. 4. You evaluate and research your idea in terms of practical value. Creativity is improving life with new ideas. There are generally several stages of the creative process. 1. Deciding on an issue, thinking about it. 2. Leaving it for a while, letting it mull over in the back of your mind, which some people call the subconscious mind. 3. Think about it again. 4. Repeat the above cycles as often as you want. 5. At some point, the perfect solution might jump out at you because you have done the process of incubation, thinking about it, letting it idle, thinking about it again, etc. But more than likely, you will have to create all possible answers or alternative possibilities. Pick the best. 6. If you got the guts, act on it. The creative thinker simply thinks about things over and over again from different viewpoints. If you get stuck, back off, leave it for a while, then think about it again as many times as you want. Creative abilities are like muscles. Use them or they go soft. Creativity/imagination 3. Creativity is not a mysterious quality reserved for the gifted. Artists and business owners are the only ones recognized in the media for being creative, but if you think about it, everybody is creative. Think of all the creative things you do just to live. You pick creative ways to get from point A to B, you decorate your house, you manage your money, etc. Creativity happens by thinking about your issue or topic. Think about it. Do something else. Think about it again. Keep thinking about it. That is what creates creativity. Ask yourself weird, offbeat questions about your topic. Ask W5, who, what, where, why, when. Think about your idea from the point of view of others. What would a scientist say about it? What would a teenager say about it? What would a priest say about it? Defer judgment. Keep thinking and writing the ideas when you're into it. Evaluate them the next day. If you have creative partners and thinkers, don't reject their ideas. It will just shut them up. Write them down. Reject them later. Jot down all your ideas, then evaluate them later. A creative person never stops. I'm always thinking. When I swim or run, I'm thinking about ideas. Whenever you get a good idea, write it up as an article or business plan. Edit at least every night for a week. Creative people often do things different from average, normal people like 1. Think outside the box of convention. 2. Have an active, multicolored mind. 3. Question accepted ideas. 4. Must have egos to be nonconformists like they are. 5. Free thinker, constantly thinking. 6. Natural curiosity. 7. Probably have non-mainstream tastes in music and entertainment. 8. Feel connected to the spirit within themselves. 9. Think the world is screwed but won't let it interfere with their lives. 10. Enjoy learning. 11. Like complex ideas. 12. Usually have a strong sense of who they were born to be. 13. Tend to be hippies and bohemians. 14. Tend to use drugs and alcohol, at least for a while during youth. 16. Focus on the few things that really interest them. 17. They are good critics because they're analytical. 18. Open-minded to new ideas by talking to people, watching TV, reading, thinking, etc. 19. Live by creativity as an artist of life. If you want to improve your creative thinking skills, try the following ideas. 1. Pick the few areas of life you're really interested in. 2. Think about during your idle times when daydreaming. 3. Take notes. Read your notes over from time to generate new ideas. 4. Criticize your ideas. 5. Believe in your creativity. 6. Read books. Listen to quirky podcasts and online radio shows. 7. Become an expert in your field. 8. Be committed to your craft. From a formal point of view, creativity involves 4 steps. Preparation, incubation, illumination, verification. Creativity can be improved by using a series of techniques. Chapter 2. Creativity 2. Creativity Tesla style. This is a part of an article that goes from about page 220 to 232 in Prodigal Genius, The Life of Nikola Tesla, by John J. O'Neill, July 1944. The human brain is made up of 2 sections, the right and left sides, each of which, in some of its phases, is a complete brain, and both halves function together as a single unit. There are many layers in the brain parallel with its surface, each connected to the others by complex nerve fibers, like threads sewing together the layers of an onion. The outer layer seems to be directly associated with our consciousness. The surface is divided into specialized areas. There is a band across the midsection of each hemisphere from ear to ear over the top of the brain, devoted to the senses, and here are separate areas for the sensory faculties: sight, hearing, taste, smell, while nearby are regions for the motor or muscular activities of the various parts of the body. The back lobe of the brain appears to be the home of the memory and the front lobe of some higher faculties of integration, the nature of which we do not as yet understand. In normal processes of seeing, the eye forms a picture of an object on the retina, a screen on the back of the eyeball. The retina is supplied with thousands of nerve endings all packed together like stalks of asparagus in a bunch. The tip ends are provided with photosensitive processes, and when light strikes any one of them, it transmits over the optic nerve a signal to the brain, which is recorded as a visual response in the sight area of each half of the brain. By cooperation of all the nerve endings, the complete picture seen is transmitted. The actual seeing, then, is done in the brain and not in the eye. When an object is seen by the brain, a record of that visual experience is transmitted from the sight area of the brain to the memory center in the back part of the brain, and similar records are sent by all other sensory centers. Ordinarily this is a one-way process, the stimuli going in the direction of the memory and nothing coming back to the sensory area. If this were not so, our sense areas of the brain would be continuously reenacting old experiences and mixing them with the new, incoming experiences, causing annoying confusion. The memory area contains a complete record of all sensory experiences we have had. In our thinking processes we use some little understood mechanism for connecting together items stored in the memory area to produce useful combinations or relationships, or, in other words, new ideas. The memory appears to function on a subconscious level, but we seem to be able to activate fibers that reach down to the desired strata at the right point to connect the memory level with the consciousness level. In this way we can recall experiences, but this experience of memory is far different from the original experience of sight out of which the original memory record was made. If, however, in this process of recollection, the nerve fiber linking the sight area of the brain and the memory area were to be activated, then we would see again by the sharp processes of vision the object which caused the memory record we are trying to recollect. The act of creative thinking seems to consist of assembling two or more memory records of sensory experiences into a combination which possesses entirely new characteristics that were not apparent in the component parts. If the nerve linkage just referred to were to operate in a two-way process with the visual area, then we would be able to see the new creation as if it were a really existing object seen by the eye, although the whole operation was limited to the brain. The Devil's Advocate creative guy. The idea of the Devil's Advocate started with the Roman Catholic Church. When someone nominated someone to be a saint, the Pope appointed a Devil's Advocate to present the case as to why that person should not be made a saint. The Devil's Advocate is an objective outsider. He will not sugarcoat anything. He will tell you the truth. It's a good idea to get someone to critique your big ideas. If you want feedback on your creative ideas or want new ideas, find another person or group of people to brainstorm with and critique ideas. The Devil's Advocate idea is to find inspired, creative people like you and exchange ideas. Find the grad bar at any college. They all think they're intellectuals there. They will talk to you all you want provided you pay for the beer. There are local inventors clubs all over the place. I cover this in my Making Money book. I made a few friends over the years who are like me. We are serious-minded people who think deep thoughts and talk about them every once in a while. Create solutions to a problem. First of all, define the real problem. In Henry Ford's day, the problem was how do you make horses go faster until he came along and saw that the real problem was how to get places quicker. He went outside the box to create a car which eliminated the horse and carriage except for the Amish who still use them. If I have a big problem, I don't try to solve it immediately in one shot. I write out a bit of it. I exercise. I do other things. I come back every night to edit what I've written. Letting a problem sit and percolate in your mind is called incubation. Sometimes when I jog, I think about things and the solution comes. When you jog or swim, you're by yourself. There are no distractions. If you are in a peaceful place without traffic, you can think clearly. Sometimes, there is no problem. There is just a vision in your mind that you follow and do. The logical way to solve a problem is to gather all the facts, think about them, then come to a conclusion based on logic. After that, think about the solution emotionally, then decide what you will do. Think outside the box by reading what other people say about your problem or field. If you have a website, you can post the problem and ask for comments. Try various combinations. Try looking at it from different points of view. Try using different senses from your five: sight, touch, hear, smell, taste. Do other things. Approach the problem every night over several weeks. Even after you solve it, keep editing it every night for a week. Creativity one-liners. Stimulus variation is a fancy term for getting away from your own point of view to do other things that might help your creativity. Approach your work with passion, commitment, organization, and love. Never stop learning. Be obsessed with trying to create beautiful, masterful things. Being creative is striving to create something special, original, and beautiful. It is an expression of an inspiration from the heart. This covers every part of life, not just art, literature, and music. Steve Jobs was a master of technical gadgets. Creativity is a purging of the most powerful energy your God endowed you with. Creativity is divine inspiration. This is your higher self in your free spirit. You cannot learn creativity in a classroom. It has to come from within your inner purity. Achieve the potential in your free spirit. We all have it in us. The issue is, do you use it or let it sit inside unused? The creative force of the universe created you and is inside of you. Creativity happens in relaxed moments when a person gets great ideas and exciting possibilities in his mind. Relax and listen to yourself. This creates ideas. Appreciate the natural beauty in the world. Do what you're interested in. Play around with a purpose to improve life. Have a good mental attitude. A bad or lazy attitude can ruin everything for you. If the creative inspiration is not there, take a break. You never get it all in one shot. Always edit your creative ideas. Louis Pasteur said, "Chance favors the prepared mind." This means that empty minds don't get great ideas. People with active minds get great ideas. Take your topic. Write a bunch of related words around it as in a mind map. It might create an idea. Take your topic. Go through the alphabet or a dictionary looking for something that might strike some kind of connection. Decompose your problem into its most basic factors, then think about each one. You only get so much time in life. Don't waste it on frivolous pursuits. Don't be weak. Have the courage to create your life even with all the fear and self-doubt you feel. Adopt an open frame of mind. Don't criticize new ideas. Use creativity both for big ideas and to improve the minor practical things in life. Open up your imagination to receive information from all different places through all your 5 senses. Identify what closes your thinking and get rid of it. The myths of the creative genius. Virtually everybody with normal intelligence comes up with good ideas all the time, or they could if they focused on thinking about things to improve the world. The thing is, they're either too scared or too cynical to bother trying to make their ideas happen in real life. That's myth number 1, that there are a few special people who have many more creative ideas than anyone else. Everybody has got it. You have to be creative to accomplish your regular routine every day. The second myth is that great ideas are hard to come by. It's not true. Start thinking about ways to make existing products and existing situations better. Write your ideas down, then at some point, decide to write one of your ideas out to its full level. After this, go online, gather email addresses of venture capitalists, then send them all your idea in one mass mailing. Wait 3 months. Send the idea out again. Wait a week. Send out your next idea. Myth number 3 is that creative people are weird, moody, and dangerous. It's not necessarily true. I think I'm fine while most people live generic lives following the artificial values of the world. Read my book, A Free Spirit's Search for Enlightenment. It's not that I think I'm a genius. I was always naturally curious. I was good in school. I think it's natural to want to learn about the world and think about it from your own point of view. That's how I created the People Power program to change democracies by giving the people all the power to vote on the bills the politicians come up with. Another idea I had, which I sent to most media but haven't seen anyone publish my article, is this idea about one of our provinces in Canada wanting to separate. Everybody looks at it as all or nothing. The whole province votes, and if they leave, it's the whole province, but Quebec is half French, part English and part foreign immigrants. These last 2 groups want to stay in Canada no matter what, so I suggested a boundary west of Quebec City. They vote on the eastern half of Quebec to leave. It's a much better solution than this all or nothing solution, which will leave half of the people angry. Nobody listens to me. I don't care. I know I'm a genius, as you too should think of yourself as a genius. Creative people do not necessarily use drugs and alcohol all the time. I used to, but then when I discovered my true nature, I was happy with my life. I barely touch the stuff now. Genius is a gift of the gods. This is not true. After all, it was America's biggest inventor Thomas Edison who said genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Like Al-Riyati said, everybody has dozens of original thoughts every day, but how many people bother to write a few of them out then try to make them happen? People in general are jealous of people who create good businesses out of their ideas. They will always put you down. That's why I ignore everybody now. I let nothing censor me. Trust your intuition. Don't ask your friends for advice. You're screwed either way. If they say they like it, it could be just patronizing talk. If they say they hate it, they could be jealous and want to keep you down with them. Nobody wants change, even for good ideas. Even light bulbs were a hard sell at first because people were used to oil and gas lamps. Good ideas take some convincing in the marketplace. Ideas don't have to be big. Look at patents at usbeta.gov or look at new products on the internet and you'll see that many are small modifications of existing ideas. You need a sense of freedom and possibility in order to maximize creativity. The world is full of geniuses who never made a dime off their genius because they can't be bothered with all the crap and hard work to make one idea see the light of day in the world. Create ideas to make money. Love what you do. That's the key to creative ideas. The big idea is coming up with an idea that will capture the zeitgeist, the spirit of the people. Watch them inventor pitch shows on TV where people come out and pitch their products. Not very many seem to grab me. Personally, I think it's because the people with really good ideas stay away, because if your idea is in the public domain for a year as on a TV show, you can't get it patented. But anyway, think of something that virtually everyone would want, like how about a voice-controlled remote control? Aspiring creative geniuses should get a practical skill first, then work a job to make money while tinkering with their ideas, because real life is not like some movie moment when someone decides to go for their dreams in a dramatic gesture and by the end of the movie, they're successful. Many Disney movies use this formula: be true to yourself, you're beautiful, in the end your unique beauty will triumph. It's usually about a nerdy teenager who becomes the belle of the ball. The real world is harder than that. Every company says they want bright, creative people. It's not true, because in every company the higher ups want their ideas made real. You're the guy who does what you're told. They think that if you suggest something, you're an arrogant tit, which is why everybody shuts up and either takes their pay quietly or quits. Is your idea unique? Is there somebody else doing it? Check it out by asking people in that field if it already exists. Look for it on the internet. The more you practice your craft, the more you realize your life is your free spirit. You do it no matter what the world says, good or bad. All in all, a creative lifestyle is the most fun way to live, provided you're free enough to let it out. Great ideas often suffer when money gets involved. Know when to sell your idea and not care if they bastardize it all to hell to suit their wants. If you make money through creative ideas, read my business book and develop a business-savvy mind, because there are many sharks willing to suck you in. Anger is good to drive creativity. Don't waste time on frivolous pursuits. Your lifestyle should be your religion. Be serious about the business of having fun, loving what you do. Everybody is too busy with their own lives to give a damn about your creative ideas, so do your thing quietly. There is no such thing as inspirational block. Live by the flow of your spirit. If you have something to say, say it. If not, do something else. Find the true voice within your free spirit. Don't imitate or do what you think the market wants. Be true to your nature. Rock on. Walk on. Chapter 3. Creativity Ideas from Books About Creativity. A summary of the book Creativity Incorporated, Overcoming the Unseen Forces That Stand in the Way of True Inspiration by Ed Catmull, 2014. Goodreads.com/book/show/180777903. Creativity-Inc.book.com. Creativity-Inc.summary. Creativity Incorporated is a how-to manual for inspiring employees, managers, and bosses supposedly by revealing hidden forces that distract people. First of all, creativity is common. You need creativity every day for how to get somewhere, what to buy, what to eat, what to do, etc. Secondly, I believe the promise of money and promotions are the greatest motivators. Thirdly, life is common and routine. You get hired to do any job. The people already there have been there anywhere from a year to 30 years longer than you. Do you think if there had been any good ideas to discover, they would have discovered them? Even if you have a good idea, you're bruising their ego if you suggest it. People don't want change, they want you to shut up and do your job, especially if it's a government job with a guaranteed paycheck no matter what. Why change if there is no incentive to? It's just more hard work. I'm cynical about books on creativity because creativity is not a mysterious thing. Occasionally, if you're thinking about something, your brain will mill it over in a process some people call incubation, then seemingly out of the blue, the creative solution will appear in your mind. People make a big deal about this. It's a part of normal life. Creativity Incorporated. Offer ideas for business creativity like: have a creative team. Be open enough to allow people to suggest ideas. Encourage employees to personalize their workspaces. Try to avoid people being scared to suggest stuff lest it be shot down. Have an anonymous suggestion box. Hire inspired people but don't let them be free, because inspired creative people can be wacky with their ideas and other people's money. Give them a direction, a project. Don't blame individuals. Blame the entire team for failures. Give people time to do creative things. If you want results too fast, the best ideas might not come to light. Bosses should make the creative people safe in suggesting ideas. Culture a relaxed workplace which encourages creativity. Let people bring pets to work. Have child care services at work. Let people work according to their own style. Give people time and personal projects like assemble several people and say, do this. Show me what you come up with. Love what you do. A summary of the book Strategic Procrastination, How the World's Most Original People Get Things Done by Adam Grant. meaningfulhq.com/strategic-procrastination.html. shortform.com/summary/originals-summary-Adam-Grant. The book's lesson is the same as the lesson from Aesop's fable about the rabbit and the tortoise. Move fast, make a mad dash, then sit around wasting time while the tortoise slowly but surely gains on you and passes. The lesson is to slow down, think things through before you rush in to do a job. Put things off so you can think about them as you go along. Consider writing anything like a project idea. Every time you leave it for a while then come back later, you will always revise something. Write a proposal then go back every few days for a week or two. That's strategic procrastination. Make gradual progress by refining different possibilities. A summary of the book The Artist's Way Summary by Julia Cameron, 1992. Goodreads.com/book/show/615570.the_artist_s_way. Selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/the-artist's-way-summary. A book that's too new agey and trendy for average people who have to work to pay bills and raise children. It's nice to think romantically about life, but you cannot insulate yourself from problems and tragedy everywhere. According to Guy McPherson, the human race will be extinct soon. I consider myself a bohemian, but I keep it to myself. I don't dance around in public, start singing spontaneously, or say stupid things like "what a glorious day" to a homeless person. Creativity is something you either naturally feel in a strong way or you don't. The real artists do what they want even if they have to live in poverty for it, because of the feeling they get out of purging the energy. It's simply an overwhelming desire to release the natural energy inside of you. I know I'm not like at least 95% of all people. I simply want or need to purge the energy I feel inside of me all the time, and it's not all noble, wholesome energy. I'm horny all the time. I don't let stress or life beat me down so much that I'm not releasing my sexual energy. Most average people don't care much except to find a job that earns decent money. Cameron offers a 12-week journey to find your creative self. Find your spiritual electricity, aka your true nature, then live by it. Don't let fear stop you. Be a free spirit and venture anywhere you want. The basic tools are: work on your craft no matter how bad you are at it. Let your inner creative child be wild and free. Week 1, approach your creativity without fear. Week 2, define who you are in your pure essence. Week 3, work on natural inspiration, be spiritually open. Ness. Week 4, introspection and self-awareness. Week 5, a sense of possibility to can achieve your maximum potential. Week 6, law of attraction, good intentions will bring you money and luxury. Week 7, connect with your personal dreams. Get back to your interests by connect with your inner self. Week 8, take criticism positively. Be strong in your creative beliefs. Week 9, be strong emotionally. Don't be scared. Be inspired. Week 10, creativity is spiritual. Let God's energy flow through you. Don't lose your passion for money or fame. Week 11, accept yourself as an artist. Know that you're only as good as you are today, right now. Keep growing as an artist. Week 12, believe in yourself as a worthy artist. Keep an artist's diary of how you think about, feel and approach your work. Do what you love doing. Awaken the artist in you. A summary of the book Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert, 2015. goodreads.com/book/show/244538082. elizabethgilbert.com/book/big-magic. selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/big-magic-summary. Elizabeth Gilbert describes creativity as a spiritual religious thing. It's not really. It's just a love of work or what you do. It's not really deep. Michelangelo loved to carve stone while eating cheap bread and drinking cheap wine. I've done a lot of drugs and stuff doing my vision quests. In the end, the message is you think you're a good person, well then do something with it. Get to work. Stop sitting on your ass thinking thoughts that yield nothing useful. Creativity is not deep and profound. I have hundreds of fantasies and ideas when I go for a long walk or swim. So what? It's just entertainment. It's nothing profound. Jacques Fresco imagined beautiful cities without money in his Venus project, then spent 40 or so years going around preaching about it, but it's never gonna happen until humans are genetically re-engineered, because we're all greedy and selfish and live in a world of money. If you do a good deed, somebody will either punish you for it or come back for more free stuff because they think you're a weak wimp. Do what you love that's positive and productive. Creative living stems from creative thinking. Creativity is a state of being for all life, not just the fine arts. Creativity is the release of natural inspiration. When you think up ideas, write them down. In truth, everyone is creative. Almost everything you do is creative, like the many possible ways to get somewhere, counting change, deciding what to eat, what to entertain yourself with, etc. You have got natural abilities in your soul. Have the courage to find them, then live by them. Try different things until you find a few things you really like to do, things that give you a thrill when you do, kind of like a life orgasm. You're not ejaculating sexual energy but life energy. It makes you feel really good. Fear makes life boring because you don't want to try new things. Create a creative space to try things. Ideas are an energetic life form. When you have them, you feel enchanted. An idea is a magical feeling that lights your creative juices. Make your ideas come to life. Creativity is an end itself. Do it for the way it makes you feel. Creativity is a lifelong venture for naturally inspired people. Find your rhythm and keep it. Take rest periods but don't stop pursuing your passions. Keep learning about your craft. Learn from mistakes and failure. Frustration is part of the process. The fun part is when you're deeply absorbed in the creative process, being yourself without self-consciousness. Many artists suffer depression because they start out so naive thinking that they can change society or the human race. The wise people live their lives regardless of other human beings. The tortured artists feel bad because they think society sucks and no one cares no matter what they do. You live for yourself. God made you for you. I live as myself. I don't waste my time on the small minds around me. Creativity is playing at life, being yourself. A summary of the book The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, 2002. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/the_war_of_art_left_book. goodreads.com/book/show/1319.the_war_of_art. thepowermoves.com/the-war-of-art. selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/the-war-of-art-summary. There is a sequel to this book titled Do the Work. The War of Art highlights the loneliness that original thinkers face when they think they have a good idea but no one seems to care. I've seen videos of Jacques Fresco from the 1970s to shortly before his death talking about his dream city. It was too much a dream. Be thankful for the day. Live for now and enjoy it. Then I see Jordan Maxwell crying on few radio talk shows about how poor he is now after a lifetime of searching for true knowledge that never yielded him a lot of money. Everyone is afraid. So what? Feel the fear and do it. Let your dreams drive you. Focus on your work. Enjoy what you do regardless of outcome. Day in day out, commit to your creative work. Do you feel you're not doing what you were born to do? There is financial security in a job. I say don't listen to all the loopy self-help gurus who say follow your dreams. I say keep your day job, experiment with your creative aptitude in your off time. It's easy. Stop watching TV or doing that other frivolous stuff you do for entertainment. We have two lives. The real world. Our fantasies, the unlived life within us. Look in your heart. Discover your inner voice and live by it. When I was a teenager, I was caught up in an infrastructure of my brothers, their friends, and my friends. I concluded they were all kind of lame, so I went off and did my own thing alone. I joined the YMCA alone. I spent a lot of time in that weight room by myself. This was before working out was a mainstream thing. I wanted to do long bike rides, so I did them. I did a lot of things like that while my brothers and all the buds simply hung around together doing not much of anything. I didn't care. I just know what I wanted to do. Your friends and family want a generic friend to hang with, not an independent thinker doing their own thing, but there can be loneliness there if you're weak. I know that I and everyone is a loner. I enjoy being active. I'm not self-conscious. I don't give a crap. I don't know what loneliness is because I'm happy alone in my own thoughts, which is how I'll die. I will keep moving until then. Have passion and love for the pure you. Become the person you want to be. If you're not strong, you won't pursue your true desires. You'll get a job which will wear you out, then you will go home to be entertained by some frivolous junk and engage in some addiction like food, drugs, booze, etc. Procrastination is for wimps. Rest is good when you need it. If you go hard at anything, you need a rest. Fight the fear and insecurity. Be wary of fear. Fear of failure. Self-doubt. Procrastination. The best thing you can do is say to yourself, I am this person, i.e., an artist, an athlete, a macho man, etc. Then live it. Don't be a pretender. All true people with strong identities put the time in to do whatever it is they do. It's not like those punks I see on the airwaves sometimes who say I'm a very strong person. Everybody says that. Anybody can say anything. I do for me, for the way I feel when I do the hard physical and creative things I do. I don't talk about myself to others or create some silly social media profile calling myself an artist or the guy I saw calling himself a fitness fanatic. The true pure human being is simply active at what they do most days until they die. It's not an artificial thing like you need to set goals and hype yourself up. You just find the music or flow within yourself and live it out. Fuck the world with its bullshit. Be true to yourself. A summary of the book The Alchemist, a novel by Paulo Coelho, 1988. selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/the-alchemist-summary. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/the_alchemist_left parenthesis novel. goodreads.com/book/show/181445990-the-alchemist. metaphy6secret.com/book/the-alchemist.pdf. sparknotes.com/lit/the-alchemist/summary. The Alchemist is a novel of life lessons. Santiago is a shepherd in Andalusia, Spain. He has a dream about treasure in the pyramids of Egypt. Santiago meets the king of Salem, Melchizedek, who encourages him to go for the treasure. Santiago goes on the trip where he parallels exactly what Joseph Campbell said about the hero's journey. The hero always starts off as a naive person with good intentions who goes into the world and gets beaten up by it. The real heroes say "fuck you world, I'm good, I'm gonna live my life true to myself like the proverbial phoenix rising from the ashes." All the wimpy people say "I've had enough. I will conform. I will take on a little job somewhere, earn a living and be happy." Santiago gets robbed, then finds a job and makes some money. He becomes complacent, so he resumes his journey to the pyramid. He meets an Englishman in search of an alchemist by the oasis near the pyramids. They go there where Santiago thwarts some thieves. Santiago is rewarded. Santiago is later captured and taken to a military camp. After several adventures, Santiago discovers that treasure is not at the pyramids. Treasure is following your dreams or doing what you want in the present moment. Don't worry about the future or regret the past. Watch out for your intuition or inner voice. Do not give up when you fail. Always take action. When you succeed, others also do. He goes off on this new age bullshit that I don't buy, which is when you want something, the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. It's not true. The human race is a race of broken dreams. The truly cool people are the ones who detach from what the world calls success, the high life or good living, and do what they want because it makes them feel good. 4 lessons at medium.com/@jeremy-divinity/4-powerful-lessons-from-the-alchemist-30171835993 Dreams are the language of God. Do what God created for. Do what you do because it is what your heart and soul desire. When you fail, keep going. Don't quit. Makshub means everything that happens happens for a reason. Don't fret over anything. Just keep active. The happiest things are simple, like for me, it's swimming. Be passionate. Be you. Don't be afraid to fail. Overcome fear. Follow your personal legend. 10 life lessons at paulocoelho-blog.com/2015/10-powerful-life-lessons-from-the-alchemist. Fear is a bigger obstacle than the obstacle. Truth will always endure. Break the monotony. Embrace the present. Success has a ripple effect. Make the decision to do something. Think great thoughts. Keep going. Focus on your own journey. Always take action. A summary of the book Mastery by Robert Greene, 2013. selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/mastery-summary. Pursue your passion. Do what you really, really like to do that has some worth, value, beauty, nobility or a feeling of goodness to it. Most people deviate from their true nature when they go out to work and make money. Do what you love to do that can be useful to others and earn money. If you can't find anything like this, do what you love anyway because it's who you really are. Choose a career in something you like to do. Experiment to discover what you like to do. Once you find what you like to do, set on a course of doing it and getting good at it. The people around you are irrelevant to finding your true nature. Be nice to them but focus on doing what you want, not what others say. Awaken your creative mind. To become creative, you need the mind of a child. Be exploratory and curious. A summary of the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. selfdevelopmentsecrets.com/mans-search-for-meaning-summary. You can't avoid suffering. Even in the darkest life situation, you still have the choice of how to deal with it mentally, in spirit and through action. You can choose how to cope with pain. Dr. Frankl went through bad experiences during a war. He dealt with them by imagining himself living a beautiful life. If you're in jail, in debt, or very sick, imagine yourself dancing at a feast. It helps. It's better than thinking you're screwed. This is the gist of his logotherapy technique. Detach your mind from the circumstances in order to find value in bad conditions. Find meaning in your life. The human can make the best of a tragic situation. Life has meaning even in miserable circumstances. You have the ability to choose your attitude towards circumstances you are in.